We're ready when you're ready, Jen. Okay. She's recording. She just hit recording.
I did? My name is Jen, and I am an official gold advocate with doTERRA this month.
Yay!
Actually, yay! It was so exciting. And thank you for inviting me on here. And I love watching your sizzles. I always catch a playback because you guys are a little bit behind me. So I just love them. And I think, you know, everyone on this team, it's an amazing team. So I'm excited to share. So how I build on Facebook.
Jen?
Yep.
You have to wait just a minute.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
The man has spoken.
We haven't introduced you yet.
Oh boy.
Okay.
He's introducing.
You can't talk yet. They don't know who you are yet.
Welcome to our world.
So everybody, we're very excited tonight to have our top enroller this month with us. Like I said before, we got about 1,500 enrollments so far this month and a couple days left to go. But Jennifer has been our top enroller for probably the last 4 months, at least. So she's gonna show us how she does things tonight. She's very popular on Facebook. She does a lot of Facebook Lives. So she's gonna share some of that with us. And is there anything else?
Yeah. So one of the things that I loved about, geez, that's loud.
Sorry.
One of the things that really caught my attention, and one of the reasons why I love watching Jen on Facebook, is that she is totally just real and authentic. And she is with Joanna Sacco. So Joanna is recovering. So I was actually wanted to bring Joanna in and do some of this as well, because Joanna and Jennifer are two people that get on Facebook and do lives and just make it seem so easy. Like I watch and it's like, oh, I would love to be able to just do that. And so that's one of the reasons why I wanted Jen to come on and just kind of talk about this, because it's just really inspiring to be able to watch somebody be successful just by being themselves and not putting on airs and not doing, you know, certain whatever we think someone should be doing. She's just her and her awesome self, and makes it look fun and easy. And if we, you know, so that was one of the main reasons why I wanted you to come on. But I just think that you're awesome. So you get to share what you're doing.
Thanks, you made me blush. No, that means a lot to me, you guys. And honestly, you are doing it because I know that your daughter has had babies and that you love going hiking and that you guys are on the bus all the time. So you are doing it on Facebook. And I see Iris, and she's recovering from a stroke and how many strides that she's made in her life. And so I get to know you guys through Facebook too. So I think you guys are doing a great job at it too. And I think what the hardest thing with Facebook is, what I've done is I've opened my profile to public. And by opening that to public, I'm open to everyone and anyone that kind of wants to see what's going on in my life, basically. And that can be a scary thing for some people, because, you know, we worry about all the kind of crazy things that go on in the world and everything. But in all reality, when I open up my profile public on Facebook, I'm opening my profile to a huge network. So I actually work for my sister-in-law, who is she's a top presenter in another network marketing company. So I've kind of watched behind the scenes for 2 years how these ladies work their business through Facebook. And so it's kind of been a huge learning curve for me. So when I was ready to step into like my own business, I kind of knew the steps to take to build on Facebook. So the first step was to open my profile to public. And by doing that, it's through your settings. Once you do that, lives are where it's at for when when you want to extend to your network as big as you can. Lives are where it's at. Lives take preference in an algorithm, and I don't know if you guys know what an algorithm is in Facebook. It's how you show up in people's news feeds. So by doing a live, Facebook puts your lives at the top of people's news feeds. So you take that top spot. So I try to do as many lives as I can. Lives are scary. It's just like coming on here. My palms are sweaty and I'm nervous, you know, because I'm getting to talk to a bunch of people, you guys, that, you know, it's nerve-wracking, you know, it's nerve-wracking to do those lives, but I know what it's going to do for me as far as getting the word out on the oils and how great they are. And so when I talk about in my lives, I try to use those lives for what I use in my home. Like Romy said, I just be myself. I'm just myself on the lives. Sometimes I don't even put on makeup. Sometimes I'm still half in my pajamas, you know, but I share what I'm doing with the oils, and people love relatable. Like, they want to be able to relate to you. And when you are relatable to them, it shows them that, hey, I can do this business, or I can use these oils too. And it makes them feel comfortable. We were just talking on our Zoom prior to this. And so the way I work the Facebook business is I post about 6 times on my public page a day. And what I do is I usually do a personal post, and that can involve like my family. I usually will do like a selfie. You know, people, they call it Facebook for a reason. They want to see your face. Believe it or not, Facebook's whole algorithm scheming is pretty intricate, and pictures of faces are going to take that top of the algorithm also. The Facebook creators are super smart, so they want it to be, it's like I said, it's called Facebook. They want to see your face, and they want to see it be used as a community, like what's going on in your life. So I try to put a selfie, even though I'm not a selfie person, but I'm learning to get to be one. I usually on my public, I'll post like 1 to 2 posts incorporating the oils. So I don't put like my link. I try avoiding putting my link, because again, that's something that Facebook kind of like shuns upon. So I try to find sneaky ways to put in my link by either putting it in the comments of a picture or comments of my live. And then something like inspirational. So I kind of try to gear my posts to those 6 different posts a day to Facebook. And then, so what I do on those, and then my live as well. Like I said, I'd like to do a live every day. I try to do one every other. And when I do my lives, people will comment on the videos. And when people comment on those videos, a lot of, like probably a good half of them, I don't even know or not even friends with. So then I will go and I will connect with that person. I'll send them a friend request. And once they accept my friend request, I say to them, you know, oh, hey, thank you for the ad. I just saw your page, and that dinner, you know, we'll say they posted a picture of their dinner. I'll say that dinner looks amazing. Could you maybe sometime shoot me the recipe when you have a free second? And that's how I start building the relationship with people. And by doing that, I then invite them into my VIP. And my VIP is where I do all of my educating for the oils. Because if I did it on my public page, it would come across salesy. It would come across as I just want to shove all these pictures and how to use oils. So that's why I created a VIP page, and that's where I post everything that I can find or research myself about the oils in there. So once I build the relationship with someone, I invite them into my VIP. I also mention it on my lives all the time. I just mention, you know, hey, if you liked this video, or if you, like I did one today about sleeping, and I kind of gave, you know, like the sleep spectrum of the oils. And I said, you know, if you know someone that's struggling with sleep, or, you know, if you want your kids to sleep, or your dogs to sleep, or your grandfathers to sleep, like share this video. And people do, because they do know someone that needs help sleeping. So those shares, I always go back to whoever shares my video, and I give them a heart, and I say, thank you for sharing. I always thank for that share, because they're sharing me now into their network. And that's a big deal. people don't really typically want to do that unless they feel like you're showing them something that's worthy of sharing to their network. So I always go back and I thank them for that share. When people like on my posts or my videos, I will go back then to their page. It's almost kind of like a handshake for a handshake. So I'll go and I'll go give them a like, because just like everyone else, people love to feel like, just like I do, people love to feel validated and complimented and loved. So when they show you the love, I go right back to try to show them the love. And it turns into a relationship with that person. And to, like I was talking on our Zoom earlier too, when I'm on Facebook, I scroll with intent and I post with intent. Before I started working my business on Facebook with doTERRA, I used to scroll with boredom, and that would just be like, it sucks you right in. Facebook is great at doing that. It sucks you right in. So I try to make it a purpose for when I'm scrolling. I try to find some new friends that maybe have, they're posting. I'm sure you guys are all seeing this right now. Everyone is sick. Like, everyone is sick with the flu, or like everyone's got that something going on in their homes. So when I come across a post like that, I don't go posting on that post, a solution with an oil. Today, for instance, I came across someone that had reached out to me a while ago about oils, and she just, for whatever reason, wasn't ready, and I don't pressure, and she had posted today about her son being still sick from Thanksgiving. So I went and I messaged her privately, and I gave her a solution of what she could use to help her son feel better. But it wasn't oils. I said, grab him some bone broth, some ginger and honey in his tea, and make some coconut ice cubes, and that will hopefully help him, hydrate him, and hopefully he'll start feeling better. And she was so grateful for that. She was so grateful because I wasn't coming at her with, hey, you should be using On Guard, because she doesn't have On Guard. She already knows what On Guard does. I gave her a solution in another way, and like heartfelt too, because, I want to see her son get better. So I gave her another solution, and she was appreciative of that. And she'll come back when she's ready or when she can for that account. So that's kind of how I build my relationships on Facebook. And when, when someone comes into the VIP, I try to do, I have them answer some questions in the initial approval process. And the questions that I ask them, what do they want to learn about essential oils? And when they answer that question, I try to then tag them in a few posts in my VIP for that specific solution that they're looking for, to kind of help get them a head start on what they're joining for a reason. They want to know how to fix a headache, or what would be like, don't say headache, but what can help with better rest, promote rest. And so I try to tag them in my VIP with what they're asking. So it's not a perfect process, but that's kind of how I break it down for building on Facebook. So, and it's fun too. You get to make I've made a lot of new friends, people that, have come to me with some great solutions when I put out questions, Another great post, and this also helps build your algorithm. Another great post is an interaction post. So the last two that I posted are actually quite funny. I posted tinfoil. Do you cook with the shiny side up, or do you cook with the shiny side down? I got like 100 comments on that. So people love to give their opinion in a good way. What I do stay away from on Facebook, I stay away from confrontational posts. I don't post about, me personally, I don't post about politics. I don't post about anything. I don't get into negativity anyway. I'm not a negative person. I'm a super positive person. So I stay away from posting anything that will bring negative vibes to my posts. So I try to make sure that they're always light and happy, and then also trying to shed light on other people's posts. When I'm scrolling with intent again, or I'm going to like someone else's post, or I like to find ones too that I can kind of give words of encouragement to, because people appreciate that nowadays. You know, when they're having a tough day, there's sometimes just some words of encouragement really go a long way with people. So that's kind of my basis on building on Facebook. Do you guys I'd love to answer questions if you guys, and then I'll go really quickly about friends too. When you become public on Facebook, you constantly have to be reaching out and making new friends. So how I do that is if you go into your Facebook, and I think it's on your desktop, I think it's just under the friend icon at the top. You see a suggestion. It says people you may know. I actually friend 10 to 20 new people a day. It doesn't mean they're all going to accept my request, because some people they don't know me personally, even though we may have mutual friends. But what I do is through that little friend, the little icon at the top, it gives you friend suggestions. And then if you see, it'll say, so-and-so, 16 mutual friends. When I send them that friend request and they accept back, I usually say, hey, thanks for the ad. I saw we had so-and-so as a mutual friend together. And that kind of is the icebreaker for, kind of thanking them for the ad. And again, it starts building the relationship with them. So adding your friends to Facebook daily is important because you want to constantly be expanding your network. So when I first started 6 months ago with doTERRA, I think I had like 260 friends on my Facebook. I never even liked Facebook before. I wasn't a Facebook user. And now I have like almost 1,300 people. So I try to add like 10 friends a day. Like I said, they're not always going to accept because it just happens that way. But when they do, I try to give them a thanks, and, thanks. And I saw we had a mutual friend and just wanted to say, hey. So adding to your network is super important.
I just want to speak to that a little bit. I'm in total agreement with that. There's a lot of people that are afraid to go public. They're afraid to make new friends. They actually don't want to make new friends. And there's some people that don't want to make new doTERRA friends. And so I was going to talk about this in Rockstars just the other day, but I wanted to give as a quick example of why that is beneficial. It doesn't really matter who is on your friend list because of the ripple effect and what happens. So I posted that Copaiba post the other day. I got 748 shares on that. So, and a lot of comments. So a lot of those were doTERRA people, trying to make contact with their friends and, all of that. However, there are going to be people that see those shares that are not affiliated with anybody in doTERRA and not with me. So those can be new contacts. And I ended up getting new customers specifically for that. I don't try and do like new retail customers. I try and stay away from that. So I was shocked when I went in and looked at my graphic tree and I see all these dots. I'm like, ew, no. But it's really important to not be afraid to make friends. There is no such thing as privacy anymore. So you might as well open it up and use it as a way to help people. So
it's so true, because like you said, there is no privacy, but you can still be safe. Like I try to tell people, when you open your Facebook to public, you can check your settings. You can make sure that it's like your location. You can turn that off so you don't have your posts don't show you everywhere you are. If I post a picture of my house, I just make sure I block off the number. I put a little scribble over it. But to be honest with you, from working, as an assistant to this other network, I've worked as an assistant for 2 years. They are all public, and not one of them out of like 5,000 people has ever had a problem. So it's just people nowadays on Facebook, they really, and when you are adding friends requests too, you're going to see the ones that you shouldn't approve. You'll know right away the ones you shouldn't approve. And there's a whole really cool, there's a really cool option. It's block and delete. And I use it a lot.
Report spam.
Report as spam. And, you know, you're going to come across maybe someone who kind of just doesn't agree with I put a post out once, and it was an article from a hospital, and a woman had posted on there something really something awfully nasty. And I'm not about to get into a rebuttal on my Facebook, so I blocked and deleted her. She's gone for good. You know, she won't be able to come back and haunt me again. So that's that beautiful button of block and delete. And it's great. And on to also too with sharing. So a lot of people, like on my team right now, they're a little nervous of, you know, scaring away people on their Facebook, scaring their friends and family. And I'm like, I try to tell them, like, kind of this philosophy is like, you're building a career for yourself and your family. What they think or what they are annoyed with, they don't have to follow you. They can stop following you. So if you can put that one worry aside, because that's a big worry for a lot of people, is I don't want to be like, you know, I don't want them to be sick of seeing my posts. I don't want them to think I'm on here all the time. But it's, in all reality, it's your income, it's your lifestyle, and it's okay for them to not follow you anymore, because, you know, they're not paying your bills. Like, they're not contributing to your home, to your taking care of your kids or, you know, your family. So if you're not hurting anyone by making these posts, you're educating people. You're educating and sharing, and you could be changing someone's life. So I kind of tell them that philosophy, like, roll right past them. Because guess what? The ones that do that, they end up coming back and getting an account. So
That's a good point. I really like that, because I think to a degree, we have some of that fear, and it's just a matter of really getting to the point where you move past that, and it's like, you know what? It's just okay.
It is.
It's just your opinion. So it's just okay.
And it's the same fear with the lives. The lives can be, like I said, I still get nervous. I roll like peace and serenity and all that stuff on me before I do them. And I take a 5-second breath before you do it, because, like, you know, I'll speak for myself. I'm fearful of judgment still, you know, I still fear that judgment, or I still fear that, what are they going to have to say about me? Or what if I screw up and I make a mistake? And, you know, I have that fear. But it happens, and people embrace it instead of knock me down, they embrace it, or they laugh with me. Like, they're not laughing at me, they're laughing with me. And then it gets to be, now I'm 6 months into doing it, I'm actually really comfortable. I still get nervous, but I'm really comfortable at doing them. And they get easier and easier and easier. And people look forward to them. People look forward to seeing them. And they're like, you know, they want to see lives. They want to see, you know, how do you do this? Can you do a live on this? And it's actually a really rewarding feeling to be, you know, be requested to do that. So, because people are learning from you. And I read right from that Essential Life book. Like, I don't share anything. I tell them, I show them I'm literally reading from this book to tell you what these oils can do. And they just want to see how they can do that as well. So I think Facebook Lives, just click that button and do it. Just click it and do it. And you're going to start showing up in all of the top of your network's feeds. And people are going to love you. People are going to love you for you. The other thing that I try to share, and this is something that, you know, it's hard for anyone to do because of what, you know, what you can have gone through in your past. But I'm starting to be more vulnerable on my videos. And by that, I mean by opening up to what my past is and how the oils have changed my life, and the vitamins, and people are so appreciative of that, because they can connect with you. So I'm in recovery, and I've shared that. I've had abuse, and I've shared that. And people come to me, and I'm like, I tell them what the vitamins and the oils have done for me, and how some of the spaces that I've been in and how it's taken me to a healthier myself, you know, today. And they appreciate that. And they thank me for that because they're in that spot too, where I was. And they sometimes some people don't even know where to go, and just a simple live and sharing, like, you're not alone, like, you're not alone and it's okay. People really, really appreciate that. So that's something I'm working on, the whole opening up more, but the little bit of opening up that I have done has, like, it's heartfelt what these people have sent me for messages. So that's a big thing. And I know, like, Iris, you sharing your story is like so inspirational to so many people. So it's the same with a live. It's just you having a conversation with the other end, you know, whoever may be on that other end. So it's fun. It's a lot of fun.
So I have a question for you, Jennifer. So I don't know what it is today. I looked yesterday, and as of yesterday, you had 33 enrollments this month.
Yeah.
So can you, and I'm sure this this question is going to be in other people's mind too. I mean, that's 1.2 enrollments a day. I mean, is astronomical for anyone, including us. How many of those from your social media stuff, how many of those relate directly to your Facebook stuff that you're doing? Or, I mean, what's the ratio of one-to-ones, or are you doing classes as well? You know, let us know, fill us in on that stuff.
Okay, sure. It's 100% Facebook.
Really?
I've never done a class.
Awesome.
Yep. So here, what I do is the lives are actually my classes. I consider the lives my classes. And when the people come to my class, I answer, because there's the option to answer questions there. I answer all of their questions. But so the 25% of my business through Facebook is posting. The other 75% of my business, excuse me, is through Facebook Messenger. I probably message 100 people a day. I have conversations with about 100 people a day. And when I say conversations, it could be just a quick answer. Like, I don't have long drawn out conversations, because I'll tell you, people on Facebook don't want long drawn out conversations. They don't have time for that. They want, so when I have my Facebook Live, I will take whoever commented, if they're not a customer yet, and I will message each one hey, thanks for joining me on my live. If you have any questions, let me know. And the questions come out. And then when the questions come out, I ask them, what solution would you like to get from the oils? What are you looking to achieve? And then when they give me their answer, I give them what I think is the best solution, whether it be a kit or whether it be just a membership and like 2 oils, you know, because sometimes someone doesn't always need a kit. And so I really go with I listen to what they have to say. And when I give them the solution, then we take the next step. Well, how do I join? I give them my website. If I have to walk them through the process of joining, I walk them through the process. A lot of them, I will do one-on-ones over the phone if they have a hard time joining, if they need more assistance outside of the messenger. But I give them the step-by-steps on how to join. And it's quite the process, but I've narrowed it down really well now that I've done it so much. But it's giving them the steps to join. And then once they have made their first purchase, I message them and I say, when you get your oils or your products, let's set up a one-on-one conversation. And then I either get on the phone with them and I tell them exactly how to use the oils that they got, and I show them how to set up LRP. If they're not up for the phone conversation, then I do it through Messenger. I send them a video on LRP, and I send them all the cool graphics, you know, like what they're gonna earn. Some people are visual, some people like to talk. So I kind of have to get the feel on what that works best for them. And that's how I do it. I do it all through Facebook.
That's awesome.
Okay, next question.
Yeah.
since you do it through Facebook and you're doing a lot of it through Messenger and stuff, what are most people enrolling with specific oils that they need? Are you enrolling with a lot of kits, just small kits or medium kits, or and then how many are the biggest percentage getting on LRP?
So I think I would say I enrolled with the Home Essentials kit, so I sell basically the Home Essentials. I really want to start learning how to sell like the natural solutions, because I wish if I had known now, then I would have bought the natural solutions, you know. But I think it's with everyone, because it's a pretty big dish out of money, and most of the people I come across, to be completely honest, aren't in that budget to do it. So most of them go with the Home Essentials kit. I would say probably 60% are kits, and the two kits that I do sell a lot of are, mostly the Home Essential kits, and then the Aroma Touch kit. And then if it's not those two kits, then it's typically the membership with select oils. Some people just don't like the word kit. That kind of like scares them away. So sometimes I've had some people, they don't want anything to do with a kit, but they've spent like $500 on their initial startup order. But that's what they want to do. So I try to feel them out. One important thing, I stay out of their wallet. I never ask what their budget is. I stay out of their wallet, because it can lead into a whole nother conversation, and I don't want any part of that. So when I ask them what they want to get out of these oils, I give everyone the same answer. Like I don't try to think that this person may not have the money, so I lessen what I give them. I give everyone like the same across the board feel of what I think they should do. And then when they tell me that that's something not in their budget, then we try to figure out what is in their budget. But I never ask like, okay, what's your budget? Let's go from there. I stay out of their wallet that way. So, and then my percentage on LRP, I probably would say I haven't done it in a while. Haven't done it this month. But I want to say probably like 60% of my members are on LRP. Cool. And they appreciate the LRP because it's such a great, it's a great deal. Like I try to stay away from the LRP when they first enroll, because they've already got so much information thrown at them about joining. And the website, when they go into to join, I try to tell them we'll talk about the LRP when we set up our one-on-one. But some people, I think you'll see, like some people are just, they're internet savvy and they go right in. And once they've created their first order, I don't even talk, a good handful of these people that I do have, they've already set up their own LRP and we didn't even have that one-on-one. So those ones they're just like the gems that are like, did the job for me.
Yeah.
So LRP, I try to save that conversation for after they get their oils. And I also made like these 10 steps in my VIP. So I made an album and there's 10 pictures, and each step, like my first step is I've got my oils, now what? And it shows them how to get rollers. It shows them how to get like the fractionated coconut oil. It shows them how to get the Essential Life book. And then like my step number 2 is dilution, proper dilution. Step number 3, I forget them all off the top of my head, but basically I broke down 10 steps. So when I do have a new member join, I go right into my Facebook VIP and I tag them on those steps. So I say, here, so-and-so, here's like the top 10 most asked questions. And it's easy because it's the most asked questions when someone joins. Where do I get a roller? Or how many drops of oil do I put in this? Not all of them read the steps, and I still end up answering the questions anyway, but it cuts down some of it. So
That's very cool.
Yeah.
Hang on just 1 second. I have to talk to Romy, just 1 minute.
Well, he's talking to Romy. Could you put post your 10 steps?
Yeah, sure. I can actually, I can post it. Maybe I can put it, I'll ask them if I can put it in the group.
Sure.
In the Romy's Rockstars. I also have a daily, it's a daily checklist. And it's basically the checklist that I follow, how I build on Facebook. And I'd be happy to share that in Romy's group too. But it's basically the steps I use, the daily task list. And once you start using it, you kind of get into a good flow, and it's a great task list.
Okay, please do.
Sure.
That's kind of what I was talking to Romy about, but.
Yeah. If you could share the steps in Rockstars, that would be awesome.
Yeah, sure. I'll put, so it's basically, it's like an album. I'll put it, I'll copy and paste it from mine, but
yeah,
it's the 10 steps. And so the videos in there, I've been working really close with Lisa Zimmer, and she let me use her videos for some of my steps. So my suggestion is, like, if you're going to use the steps, to basically make your own short video, because, and that's, I don't have the setup to do it yet. So I asked Lisa if I could borrow hers. So if you're going to use those steps, I would make your own video and put your own video link in these steps rather than the one I'm using, because and it was just because I haven't made my own yet. So
yeah, great idea.
But I have a daily task list that I'd be happy to share too, that I created. So it was created for this other network marketing company that it's my sister-in-law. So I was work as her assistant, and we came up with this task list for her presenters. Well, Lisa and I tweaked it for doTERRA. So it's actually, and it's a very, it's just a simple task list of what I do. And, it gives you an idea of what to do, basically. Some of the steps I don't do because, like, there's some part there for parties and stuff. I don't post those. I don't do parties. So that's like those steps I don't do. But if you're doing parties, it kind of says, like, reach out to 5 people today about having a party or hosting a class, more or less. So.
Awesome.
Yeah, anything that that you don't mind sharing, that you could put in Rockstars that you think might help someone, that'd be awesome.
Sure, definitely. I can do that after we finish this call. I can put them in there tonight.
We want every single one of your secrets.
Well, yeah, it's all good. I'm going to share all my secrets. But it's really no secret. I really don't have any. And I want to share because Facebook, so there's the thing with Facebook too, is that there's so many people out there for all of us to share. Like, there is a worldwide web of Facebook that as much as we all share and do the same thing, we won't tap into the same network. We will all have different networks. We may have some friends, may have some cross friends, but we'll never tap into the same network. And the beauty of Facebook is that you can work from anywhere. Like, I'll take my kids to the park. I can work on my phone. I get hand cramps, I'm not gonna lie. And I think I need a bigger phone, but you can work from anywhere, That's the beauty of Facebook. Mm-hmm. My, just to share how when I stepped into this, how valuable I really knew Facebook was my sister-in-law. She started also with a network marketing company, and she started with the same situation from the bottom. And same thing, she consistently showed up every day, she does a video every day. She, shares with her team, all these things. And she now is got like a following of like 60,000 people on Facebook. And all because she was consistent every day. So that's what my goal is. My goal is to be consistent every day in my posting, be consistent in my videos, and be consistent in my VIP. And I'm hoping someday one of those videos of mine are going to go viral. Fingers crossed. But if not, I'm still building pretty rapidly. You know, and again, I'm doing it at my speed too. I was fortunate where I was working full time and the doors opened and I got laid off. And it was my calling to, this was it. Like I had just signed up with doTERRA and I had been working full time and I worked part time. So I was working 2 jobs and then working doTERRA, and the doors opened when I got laid off. And I'm like, that's a sign. That is a sign. So I gave myself 6 months to hit gold. So I'm 1 month ahead schedule.
Sweet.
Way to go.
Yeah.
Yep.
One quick question about the mechanics of when you start your live. So you do invites.
Yep.
So I jacked that up the first time I did it, when I did it in the cafe. I totally did that. I'm like, Jennifer does this, I'm going to try it. No, it didn't work. So I shut my video off.
Oh, no.
Luckily, it was in a group. So can you do just talk a little bit about the mechanics of what you're doing?
Yep. So when you, from your phone, you have the option there to go live from your phone or from a laptop or whatever. When you go live, that gives you that little red button on the bottom. So when you first hit the live button, it shows you, I could turn you guys around and show you my computer screen if you wanted to. Do you want me to do that?
Sure.
Okay. Hold on 1 second. This is going to be interesting how I can hold my phone.
She can just share her screen.
Oh yeah, how do you do that? I could do it because that's how I can do it from my phone, right?
Yep.
Let's see.
Down at the bottom, there's a green thing that says screen.
Oh, okay, share, and then what do I hit?
Then it'll give you options
Oh,
of
share.
what the screen displays are. Yeah,
Share
hit
screen
the
then,
share
right?
screen, and then it'll give you, yep.
Oh, there we go, perfect. Okay, can you guys see my bunch of apps?
Yes.
Okay, so here you go to your, oh, there's a Zoom, hold on. Let me just go to my Facebook. Sorry, I don't mean to make you guys dizzy here. Okay. So if you see here where it's my picture and then this live option here, right?
Yep.
Okay, hit this live. So if you see here, it says to, and it see how my, it says public, right?
Yep.
That means I'm public for anyone to see. So anyone can see my video. So if you see there's an optional description right there, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's where I put in like my, whatever I want to call my video. So I'm going to change, I'm going to put here, I'm going to put sleep. I'm going to change where it says to public. I'm going to change it to only me so I can show you guys how to go live. So I don't go live on everyone. Okay. So you want to always make sure it's public, but for right now, I'm just going to show you only me. Okay.
Yep.
It's okay. So only me. Oh, my thing's so only me. I'm going to hit save. Okay. So there I'm going to put sleep, and you see this little red button down here, this like camcorder like thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So here's some fun things too, right? If I just want to get rid of that. You see this little thing here? This is like, I like to do this every once in a while, but this is kind of like little goofy, they give you like little goofy graphics. So they're fun to start a video that way. I try to like kind of start once in a while, I like to use them, but this little video recorder here, you just hit that. It says starting live video. You see on the bottom here, it's got this, it looks like a, this right here, this looks like a chat box. Do you see it?
Yep.
Okay, when I hit that, when I first start my live videos, I hit that, that's where I pop in my website, and I can share how I got my website, because it's easy to have a website. I'm sorry, I can't do two things at once. Can you tell? So I pop in my website there and I hit that little send button. And then once it shows up right there, I hit it again. I hold my finger on it and I pin this comment. And that pins my website. So when anyone asks, like, what's your website, or how do I get this, or anything like that, my website is always pinned there. So anyone joining will see that first. And then here, if you see the little guy with the addition sign right here, that's where that's where you can invite your friends. So this will typically go, I'm public, so this will pretty much go through all 1,300 people I have as friends right now. I typically will go down to like the first 20. And the first 20 are kind of like the ones who you probably comment the most with or interact the most with. So those top 20 are going to be like your, let's say, your regular followers. So that's how you invite friends. And then once you have your invite friends, I'll just hit that again. Once you hit that invite friends, you just tap the screen outside of that invite friends, and then it brings you back to your video. So then your website is pinned. See how it tells you it's pinned? Your website is pinned. And the other cool trick that I have yet to do, because my phone sometimes doesn't let me, but for you iPhone people, the little man there with another picture of a little man, do you see that? That's how you can request people to join your broadcast. So basically, like, you could have a side-by-side live with somebody. It's a lot of fun, but my phone just hasn't let me do it yet. So
that's through Facebook now?
Yep, side-by-side live. So basically, I could be sitting in my home and request for you to join, Romy. And yeah, you and I could be doing a side-by-side live just like this for everyone to see.
Awesome. I didn't know Facebook upgraded to that, because I was looking at something else to do that. Sweet.
Yep. So it's a little tricky. It works better with iPhones. The Facebook, I'm going to go back onto stop share. It's a little tricky with Androids or like the smartphones, but for iPhones, that side-by-side works awesome.
Well, I'm screwed then, because I don't have an iPhone.
It might work though. Sometimes it works with the Androids and sometimes it doesn't. I try it every once in a while, and but it allows you to invite someone on your broadcast, and then you're side-by-side.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So that's how you invite your friends and pin your website.
Very cool. So I did that, except for I hit finish.
Yeah, that will end the broadcast.
Yeah, it did.
Yep, that will end it.
Oh, well, that's awesome. So Joanna did a live with Mike not too long ago, and she did all of that face stuff. Oh my gosh, I laughed so hard. It was hilarious.
It was awesome. Yeah, Mike had no idea.
Poor Mike.
It was so
cute, Mike. It was awesome.
For Facebook Lives. He's my prop.
Yeah, it was awesome. And I think it's really a classic example of just how real relates to people more than the fine-tune, prim and proper, do everything right. I just think that it's fun and people like that. So.
They do.
Well, this was awesome. Holy smokes, we're at an hour already.
I'm sorry, I like to talk apparently.
No, I love it.
Great.
When I was just on a side note, when I was in boot camp, I had a girl from Boston in boot camp with me. It was Marine Corps boot camp. So this girl her accent was like yours, only like, holy smokes, more. And the drill instructors absolutely could not get on her case, because they would be in her face yelling at her, and all she had to do was open her mouth and they would hear that accent, and they just couldn't do it. It was
Park the car in Harvard Yard. Mine is starting to weaken because I'm in Chicago now, but it still sticks with me.
I love it.
Thank you. Thank you so much. It sticks with me.
Well, don't get rid of it because I think it's awesome.
I won't, I promise.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. This was fantastic. I hope you guys all utilize this, and maybe we'll do a challenge in Rockstars for some lives. That would be fun to have all of us do something like that. So I think we'll come up with something like that. But if you want to stop the recording, Kenzie, then we'll do